Here we go again. I mean, this is the truth show, and there's more. Oh, I'm not done yet. Oh, and there's more. Oh, I'm not done yet. I mean, this is the truth show. Oh, yes.
Hello, all my truth seekers. How y'all doing? Let me fix my mic here. How y'all doing? Just my chair. My name is Keisha, and welcome to the Truth Show Live. In this live show, we will be talking about Trump's latest shenanigans, never-ending shenanigans, the countless laws he and his party have broken, not to mention his obsession with Obama these days. Heck, Trump is trying to get Obama arrested, Kamala arrested, Beyonce arrested, news stations and TV cast members or co-hosts or hosts, whoever speak against him, arrested, shut down, or whatever. No one's allowed to talk bad about big old bad Trump, big old baby Trump. Not allowed to talk bad about him, or you may suffer the consequences. What the fuck ever. And then, he's a loose cannon. And then we're going to talk about the Supreme Court members regarding the Constitution. We also will be talking about police brutality. And I've been kind of dreading this subject because it's so emotional and it really, really bothers me. But I've, meditated and I've learned to separate my feelings so I can talk about this patiently and calmly and professionally without getting too upset, but I can't guarantee that because, Kiki like to sleep out sometime. Anyways, it's pertaining to the police brutality beating of William McNeal Jr. in Jacksonville, Florida. You guys probably heard about that. It's more than likely probably old news to some of you, but we're still going to talk about it. We have that and more, a lot of blind items. Meanwhile, here's your warnings.
Please note that this is all alleged. I've never met any of these people. I've deeply researched all of my information. This is a trigger warning. In this video, I may be talking about or showing sensitive material about some subjects or topics that may be disturbing or upsetting or may bring forth some troubling memories, as you read in the description or title. With that said, either end the video now or brace yourself. Aside from that, enjoy.
Now, as you can see, the date on here is yesterday because I started making this yesterday, and I added a few more on today. It was actually a different thumbnail. It wasn't even the same thumbnail that I had before. But you know what? You guys will be all right. Here we go. All righty. Starting with, of course, politics. Of course, politics, which is always my first thing to talk about. Yes, you guys know that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we're going to start with Stephen Colbert. Of course, we know his show got canceled. I was a huge fan of his show. He kept it real. He was honest. But, you know, like I said, you know, in the intro, you cannot be honest with Trump as a president because he's a sensitive, narcissistic jackass. So, you know, speaking of freedom of speech is something he doesn't follow because he feels he's above the law. Yeah, sure he is. So CBS announced it will end, as you know, the Late Show with Stephen Colbert in May 2026. So late. While some speculate speculated with some political motives due to Colbert's anti-Trump stance, CBS claims it was a financial decision and amid declining ratings. He didn't have declining ratings. He was always trending on TikTok, so that's straight bullshit. But they need to cover up the fact that they illegally dispersed this man's constitutional right of freedom of speech by getting him canceled. So they needed some legitimate reason to do that. But we all know it was illegal. I mean, Trump has broken so many laws, it's hard to keep track of anymore. And no one seems to be doing anything about it. Everyone is stupid or, I don't know, brainwashed shit. I don't even know what the hell's going on. It's freaking ridiculous. Is anybody awake these days? Hello? Anybody out there? Seriously, no one seems to be awake these days. It's kind of sad. So anyway, they said it was due financial decision and declining ratings, but we know that's not true. And Trump is just trying to destroy anyone who speaks against him. As we know, you know, you're not allowed to speak against a jackass. And then we're going to talk about Paramount Skydance merger, as you guys probably more than likely heard. Yes, it seemed like the FCC greenlit Skydance Media $8 billion acquisition of Paramount. Now, the deal followed a $16 million settlement with President Trump over the CBS interview controversy, raising concerns about political influence and media mergers. Now, the entire lawsuit is freaking ridiculous, and Trump is obsessed over stupid things. I mean, seriously, he needs to get something else to do. He should go play golf. At least he's not in the White House fucking up tariffs, shutting down people, and desperately trying to stop this Epstein list from being released because he knows he's all over the shit. But we'll talk about that a little later. And then there's Trump trade moves. President Trump is pushing a $750 billion energy deal with the EU, but analysts warned of market friction. He also signed a bill canceling $9 billion in foreign aid and public broadcasting funding. Now, let me just break it down to layman terms, because I know a lot of you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. What's the deal and what's in the deal? Well, the EU agreed to import $700 billion worth of U.S. energy, including liquefied natural gas, which is also called LNG, oil, and nuclear fuel. In return, impose a 15% tariff on most EU goods, avoiding a threatening 30% hike. So in Trump eyes, he think he have a leg up, like I threaten these people with high tariffs, and guess what? I just landed a $750 billion deal. Woo-hoo! That's what he's thinking. Sure. Okay, let's dive deep into this deal because Trump don't make good deals. He's a crook. He fuck up deals. He don't make good deals. He fuck up deals. Big goddamn difference. So Trump announced, hope you guys are paying attention to this stupid deal. So Trump announced the deal from his Turnberry Golf Resort in Scotland, which added to concerns about personal gain. Now, I know a lot of you are wondering, how is this legally questionable? Well, Trump used the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, which is also known as IEEPA, to justify these sweeping tariffs and trade deals. Even though the appeal court that appealed the Supreme Court decision to cut him off of these trade deals, still didn't verify what judge actually allowed the appeal to be overturned. We still don't know who a judge did it. For all we know, it could be a falsified appeal approved, but whatever. No one's searching into it, so whatever. So here's the thing. Multiple courts have ruled that IEEPA doesn't authorize tariffs, especially not ones this broad. Yeah, multiple courts, pay attention, have ruled that IEEPA doesn't authorize tariffs, especially not ones this broad. Now, legal experts, analysts like Piper Sandler predict the Supreme Court will strike down the deals by mid-2026. Yeah, because it's literally just breaking so many laws and is literally not done correctly. He can't do this. I don't know what he think he is. He think he's still just a normal citizen that can make deals with people and everything be upset. He may have to get some permits, sign some red tape, whatever. That's not what this is. This is a whole different spectrum. We are talking about the entire United States and the demographic, not a few people in his empire. Okay? No. And I think that's where his disconnection, aside from the fact that he has a learning dyslexic, and he a grade A narcissist, and he got some serious psychological, sociopath, pathological liar. I'm going on things that's going on with him at this current moment. So legal experts again, and analysts like Piper Sandler predict the Supreme Court will strike down the deals by mid-2026. The EU promised to buy energy. This is another reason, the legal things is starting to be questioned. The EU promise to buy energy isn't enforceable. You see, you understand, the EU doesn't directly purchase energy. Private companies do, meaning they can't set up a deal with the country or anything of that magnitude. They're only able to set up private deals, like we're private companies, meaning this is beyond the legal limits, and it may be a cover-up of something else. And knowing Trump, it's not for America, and it's just to line his pockets, which means this deal is more than likely not going to benefit us. And there's not going to be a whole crew that's going to be going over there hooking up our energy or where the fuck. No, this is a deal for himself. He's going to say that he's literally marketing off our energy and lining his own pockets. That's what the fuck he's doing. So he's selling shit that's not even his, technically, to get into his own pockets. Trump net worth has literally doubled and tripled since he's been in the White House. He's still on businesses that he shouldn't be owning. He should have been done cut them off. You can't have your own private business like golf courses, and you can't be going to other countries and states or cities or whatever, concocting up deals and benefits. You can't do that as a president. Every president who had their own company or whatever, they have to let it go. But not Trump. He get a pass, apparently. He's acting like a king. Y'all keep treating him like a king. He's president with 34 indictments and counting. So there it is. They really need to tighten up that whole thing here. Seriously. So let me just say this. Trump do not have the legal limits or the legality to make this deal. And I don't think he's even doing it for our benefit. I guarantee this money is going in his pocket. It is not going in America to fix our streets, our bridges, our schooling, or everything else he just fucking cut out. So if it's not for America to fund these very, very needed programs, where is this money going? Because we know for damn sure it's not going in America. This deal is for himself and his offshore accounts that we know he has. He has several Swiss bank accounts, so which we don't have any jurisdictions on. So that's where the fuck is going in his offshore fucking accounts. I guarantee you, Trump is not taking this $750 million freaking deal. That was $750 million. Let me make sure. Yeah, I'm sorry, billion. My bad. If I say million, remember I meant billion. $750 billion worth of energy that he just schemed and conned his way from the EU to claim for our energy. So he's selling something that's not his for $750 fucking billion that I guarantee is not going in America's deficit or to do anything. It is going in his pockets and his billionaire pockets. I guarantee this is beyond treason, embezzlement, and all kinds of shit. Trump is full of shit. He is a criminal utmost. He don't even have the legitimate legal right to even sell something that's not even his. These people don't even have the right to even accept something of this magnitude. They're both committing so many fucking crimes. But you know, I'm not even done yet, because there's still some more illegal shit we still have to talk about regarding this shady ass fucking deal. Okay, so Trump used the international, you know what? Let's move past that. Let's go on to more concerns here, okay? Here's another concern about personal gain. Aside from the ones that I just fucking said, Trump announced the deal while hosting EU leaders at his privately owned resort, raising conflict of interest alarms. Let me repeat that. Trump announced the deal while hosting EU leaders at his privately owned resort. He hasn't sold shit, raising conflict of interest alarms. Critics argue the deal benefits U.S. energy companies, many of which he just cut off so many energy plans that we had. He literally cut off the climate control plan that we had, that treaty. He cut that shit out. He cut so many shit out, but yet he's saying he care about energy? Make it make sense. He does not care about energy. This is all about lining Trump's pockets, and that's just freaking fact. So critics argue the deal benefits U.S. energy companies, many of which are linked to Trump's donor network. Now, the $600 billion EU investment pledge lacks transparency because we don't even know what the deal is. No one's seen shit. No one's seen no paperwork, no contracts. No one know what the hell, where's his deal? Why is it just him and his homeboys doing this? Where are the other teams in his White House? He doesn't supposed to do this stuff. He's not the only person. He got to have a team of people. This has to be discussed. Congress has to agree with this. He just can't be making private fucking deals. That's where it's literally going over people's head. Like, he don't even have the legal rights to make private deals like this. This has to be discussed. But we're talking about Trump here. He think he's on all this shit. The motherfucker tried to change the ocean. He didn't even go through the right ramifications and the right stages to even change the ocean. You got dumb fucks like Apple seriously changing the ocean, nor Trump don't have the legal right to change it. It has to be agreed by several different departments, and then Congress have to vote to have it change. No one voted on this shit. He don't have the legal rights to change the ocean. That was the case. The ocean would have been changed 50 million times over the past 200, 300 years. So trust me, Trump don't have the legal rights to change the ocean. So the Gulf of Mexico is still legally Gulf of Mexico, but we still got sheep and stupid dumb fucks who are listening to him because they're stupid. You can just seriously freaking search this shit. Ask the AI chat robot, do Trump's or president have the legal right to change the ocean? No, they don't. They have to go through these steps. That's all they have to fucking do. But you know, you have stupid people who's running this country and they all act dumb. So anyway, moving on to this shady ass deal. Now, the $600 billion EU investment pledge lacks transparency. No one knows what the hell's going on with this deal. It's just him and this guy. No clear plan or oversight, just nothing. Just nothing. No one knows what the hell's going on. They don't even know where the money's going. They haven't even discussed, okay, what are we going to do with the money? What are we benefiting? Or is this going towards our energy program that you cut? So it's not going towards that because you don't give a fuck about that. You cut all that shit, so whatever. Where is this money going, Trump? Where is the plan telling us where this money going? Who said you can do this? So anyway, so there's no plan or oversight, and Von der Leyen had no mandate to commit private funds. So this person who he's buying from don't even have a legal right to sell the energy or buy it for that matter. He don't even have a legal right to do that at all. That's the part that's fucking nuts. So Trump pushed for LNG exports to Asia, also undermines climate goals, locking countries into fossil fuel dependency. But yet he's trying to sell energy that he claims is shit, that is draining us. He is seriously a loose cannon. He has no idea what the fuck he's doing. And no one's stopping him. It's like the Republican Party is sipping on stupid juice, or they're blind or something. Something wrong with their dumb asses. And then we have Ghislaine, who I'm seriously questioning how you pronounce the name. Is it Ghislaine? Because there's clearly an S there. Is the S silent? So it's Ghislaine. Karen, the S is silent. Ghislaine Maxwell controversy. The DOJ completed a 2-day interview with Maxwell. Speaker Mike Johnson, you know, his little bitch, confirmed the Epstein case is not a hoax and said a pardon would give him great pause. Of course he would. I wouldn't expect anything better from his little bitch in the in the House, Senate. He does whatever he's told because that's what he is. He's a little bitch and he's a puppet. Sure. Trump says how high, or say jump. I'm sorry. He'll say how high. Trump say bend over. He'll bend over. Trump say pull down your pants in front of America. His dumb ass would do it because that's what he is. He's a puppet and a little bitch. So here are some clips here explaining this whole Ghislaine, apparently the S is silent, Maxwell.
Maxwell already has the pardon. She has the pardon or she's getting her sentence communicated. Mark my words. This slow walk bullshit of Trump doesn't know, he hasn't thought about if he would pardon her, but it's well within his right to do so is bullshit. Ghislaine Maxwell has never admitted to her crimes. She has maintained her innocence the entire time. And her appeal, which the Trump administration just said was okay for the Supreme Court to hear, is based on her saying that she is innocent. She would not, for 2 days, speak to Trump's personal lawyer, who's now a part of the Department of Justice, and hand over the names of 100 men who were allegedly involved in Jeffrey Epstein and her sex trafficking criminal activities, and blow her appeal if she didn't already have the pardon or a commutation of sentence. We already know because the Department of Justice admitted that they gave her a little bit of immunity to be able to speak freely. And I'm fucking telling you, I am telling you that she got a commutation or a pardon. There's no way that she would have talked if she didn't. Why would she? It benefits her none to talk, because to talk, she would have to admit that she was involved in the crimes. And to this day, she has never admitted that she was involved in any crime. So her implicating 100 men in Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking criminal enterprise means that she was involved, and it would blow her appeal at the Supreme Court. She already has a deal. She has a deal. The Free Ghislaine lady says that she's talking to the White House. The narrative they're building, which I have said for weeks now, is that Ghislaine Maxwell was actually a victim of Jeffrey Epstein too. She was a victim. She was a victim. It makes me sick to say it. They're going to say she was a victim and she gave us all these men's names, and no other president has ever had their Department of Justice even ask for her side of the story, this poor woman. So let me remind you, when victims testified at Ghislaine Maxwell's trial, the first victim to testify said when she was 14 years old, Ghislaine was present for the sex abuse. Maxwell was sometimes in the room. Other victims have said Maxwell participated in the abuse. People who rape kids aren't victims, period.
I know, right? Stop
Please,
saying that.
as the focus remains on Jeffrey Epstein and the atrocities he committed, do not forget about Ghislaine. The whole thing was not possible without her. She's the one who introduced him to Prince Andrew. She's the one who groomed and recruited the girls and taught them how to treat him.
Mm-hmm.
She
is
is
not a victim.
Not a victim. And she for sure as fuck isn't innocent.
Thank you. Someone had to say, how you doing, Alicia? Share, like. Someone had to fucking say it. Because apparently people are sipping stupid juice, or Trump being a Gemini and a Sagittarius and Leo from the New Age. So he's literally 3 freaking zodiac ages for potency of stupid juice, because that's literally what's going on here. Let's hear a little bit more about Ghislaine. The S is silent.
Breaking news, Ghislaine Maxwell has filed a writ of certiorari, which is basically like an appeal to the Supreme Court of the United States of America. And she's trying to basically get the Supreme Court to see her case and maybe overturn her conviction so that she can be free, despite the fact that she has trafficked many, many young girls. The crux of their legal argument Ghislaine Maxwell's legal argument and her lawyer's legal argument is basically the fact that the U.S. attorney's promise from the state of Florida should apply universally in terms of giving her immunity in the form of a plea deal against Jeffrey's co-conspirators. Basically, they're saying that it doesn't really matter if she's guilty because she was promised, or Jeffries was promised, that him and his co-conspirators would have immunity due to a plea deal in Florida that should apply universally.
Interesting. So in other words, Donald Trump is trying everything in his possible power to get out of this heat of the Epstein. But let me just, give you guys a little recap here. Remember, Donald Trump was the president when Epstein was allegedly committing suicide or got murdered, whatever. He was the president. Okay? You can say it was all a coinkydink, or we can just pretty much say that he wanted to have Epstein erased, and he had the political power, being the president, to make sure that happened. And do you even think that whoever outed freaking Epstein allegedly is going to say something? Why would they do that? Why would they risk their freedom admitting this bullshit? No. They're going to take this crap to their freaking grave. Absolutely. But yes, Epstein was allegedly committing suicide, or had committed suicide, under Donald Trump's watch when he was president, and all his files were taken and confiscated by Trump and his people. No word if it was taken by legal people of Homeland Security. No word of that. We just got to assume they were of people of that particular department. They were legal and not Trump side criminal fake acting homeboys who confiscated all of Jeffrey Epstein trash. Trump is a criminal, and as a president, he is showing his criminality blatant. And anyone who is in partaking and agreeing with his criminality will go down with them. Just want to point that out. They are thinking that they are seriously getting away with it. They are being cocky and arrogant. These 6-7 months has really shown everything so clearly. They will be reaping what they badly fucking sow. Yes, they fucking will. And if they don't think they are, think about the other people who helped Trump do illegal shit. The whole career got ruined. Boy, Giuliani, what was his name? He was a billionaire? He's broke now. Epstein was a billionaire. He had kings, leaders from foreign countries, including fucking Putin, in his pocket. He went to jail and allegedly committed suicide. So if you think for one solitary second that you can do all this illegal shit under this illegal dumb fuck and get away with it, I don't know what stupid juice you are freaking sipping. And you think you're going to do that in the age of Aquarius? Maybe in the age of Pisces, maybe. You are really delusional. But continue showing your ass as being innocent kids while they're sitting in cars and showing your true colors. Those mental notes are mental noted in our brains. It will not be forgotten. And before I get into the whole brutality thing, let me just talk about some stuff here. Now, the White House is backing efforts to withdraw House maps in states like Texas for favor Republicans. Yes, you heard that correctly. Yeah, Let me just, show this right quick. Hold on, wait a minute. I might have some more for you. Matter of fact, I do have some more Epstein for you. Before we get into the Republicans acting like God and sending puppets, there's some more Epstein shit that I want to show you. Then I get into the other malarkey stuff that Republicans are concocting up. Yeah, the dumb Republicans. And I'm not even a Republican or a Democrat, but the Republicans are acting really stupid right now. And I have friends that were Republicans back in the day. I was able to be friends with Republicans. Matter of fact, most of my friends were Republicans. I don't know how I attracted people of the opposite of my morality, but If I give you a little brief summary of my past, you'll probably say, I don't know how you did that, Keisha. I'm still learning that myself. Now, here are some more videos about Trump, who claims that him and Epstein were just passing buddies. Yeah, he claims that. He sure did. Yeah. But we're going to talk about JD Vance. JD Vance, his little bitch, he is seriously delusional. He illiterate or stupid. If he did a simple research, he will see that everything he said was completely preposterous and didn't make any goddamn sense. He is literally trying to blame the Epstein thing. Well, Bush, I can agree with the Bush thing, but he tried to blame Obama. Why is Obama naming this? Obama has nothing to do with Epstein. This is all on Trump's watch. Why is Obama being brought into the forefront? Why are you trying to pin it on Obama? They went from Obama to Biden, anyone but the true proprietor, freaking Trump. That's the part I'm still trying to wrap my head around. But take a listen to this.
Now, our Vice President, J.D. Vance, who, as far as we can tell, hasn't been seen in public with Trump since this stuff got so messy and spends a lot of time on Twitter, did make a statement on Twitter many, many hours after the Wall Street Journal report. Quote, "Forgive my language, but this story is complete and utter BS. The Wall Street Journal should be ashamed for publishing. Where is the letter? Would you be shocked to learn they never showed it to us before publishing it? Does anyone honestly believe this sounds like Donald Trump?" So I figured with these new developments, I would follow it up with J.D. Vance about his suggestion the Trump letter is just BS fake news. Luckily, I have a direct line to the vice president because the guy spends a lot of time on Twitter, or X. So I asked him, so this is probably fake too, right, J.D. Vance? The whole thing made up, or maybe just the Trump part? I'm losing the thread a little, I gotta say. The contention is that the book is entirely fake, or Trump being a contributor is fake, or all that is real, but someone created a totally fake Trump letter and then stuck it in the real book? Now, to his credit, the VP, who sort of holds open office hours over there on X, decided to engage with my questions with a lengthy response. Quote, "The contention," which is pretty clear if you just read what I said, "is that it's bogus for the Wall Street Journal to publish a hit piece without showing us the letter. I have no idea if the book exists. Wall Street Journal won't show it to us. I have no idea if the letter exists. Wall Street Journal won't show it to us. What I find absurd is the idea that Donald Trump was writing poems to Epstein, and I find it equally absurd that a major American paper would attack the president of the United States without revealing the basis for the attack. We all know what's going to happen. They're going to dribble little details out for days or weeks in an effort to assassinate the president's character. They won't show us this book or allow us to refute it until they've wrung every bit of fake news out of the story. And everyone will just move on from the fact that WSJ is acting like a Democrat super PAC. It's disgraceful, and it's why the president sued." Now, I have to say, on at least one point, I agree with the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance. As I said, quote, "In point of fact, the contention isn't about journalistic process, and the lawsuit certainly isn't. Trump called the letter fake and sued for defamation. Like you, I'd love to see the book produced, which I think is what you're calling for. We're in agreement. What's more, if you find it absurd that Donald Trump is writing cryptic poems and lewd sketches to Jeffrey Epstein, I really suggest you do a little Googling about your boss." I'm still waiting for a response to that one.
Yeah. Didn't I just fucking say that? I just say that. Before you make a response, once you do your own research, instead of making a blatant, naive, non-research freaking response. I mean, come on now. It just takes a little, research. Freaking heck. Here's JD Vance, Trump little puppet. Yeah, inside bitch. Here you go.
Hi, Mr. Vice President. Parsvai from the Associated Press. I guess I'm going to be that person. There are some protesters outside accusing the GOP of protecting pedophiles, and we're wondering what you think are the reasons the U.S. government should shield the client lists of Epstein from the public, and what you have to say about any relevance to that here today.
Well, let me say just a couple of things. First of all, the president has been very clear. We're not shielding anything. The president has directed the attorney general to release all credible information, and frankly, to go and find additional credible information related to the Jeffrey Epstein case. He's been incredibly transparent about that stuff, but some of that stuff takes time. You've got to assemble that stuff. You've got to compile that stuff. You've got to redact some victims' names so that you protect the victims. But the president has been very clear. He wants full transparency. He's asked that from the attorney general. And I know, because I talk to her all the time, the attorney general is hard at work on that issue right now. But I think I can make an observation that there's an interesting thing about this case that the American media seems to totally ignore. For 4 years, under Joe Biden's Department of Justice, the media didn't give a damn about the Epstein files or about the Epstein case. For literally 20 years, the story about this scumbag, and he is a scumbag pedophile, Jeffrey Epstein, he's dead now, but for 20 years, you had Obama and George W. Bush's Department of Justice go easy on this guy. They didn't fully investigate the case. They didn't show any curiosity about the case. And now Donald J. Trump is asking his Department of Justice to show full transparency. And somehow that's a criticism of Donald J. Trump and not Barack Obama and George W. Bush. If you want to criticize the people who aren't showing full transparency, you ought to go after the administrations that went easy on Jeffrey Epstein, the administrations that concealed this case for 20 years, and the administrations that failed to show full transparency. Donald J. Trump, I'm telling you, he's got nothing to hide. His administration has got nothing to hide. And that's why he's been an advocate for full transparency in this case. He's going to keep on being an advocate for full transparency. But while we're focused on that case, Donald J. Trump is also worried about making sure these great workers get more take-home pay and better jobs. And that's the focus of the administration.
What the fuck ever? He don't give a damn about workers in home. He only saying that stuff just to have some political improvement. First of all, and I said this before, but you have to say it again because you got stupid people being stupid. Obama has nothing to do with this. Now, the Bush thing may be a little legitimate. Bush, Bush was definitely president around the time. But this was all ongoing during the Trump administration. What is he talking about? I think even the first time was during Trump. What the hell? I can't believe I'm even having this stupid fucking conversation. The Bush thing, he was telling the truth about Bush. Exactly, Alicia. Absolutely freaking lutely. Yes, since you're the only brave person, commenting. I have so many people talking behind my back and believing non-sayers and people who don't know me about whatever the fuck they're talking about. That's not true. If you want to know something, just ask me. Don't listen to bitter motherfuckers about fictitious stories about me. I'm right here. Just ask me. But anyway, yes, the Epstein stuff did happen when Trump was in office. And a lot of the MAGA people and stupid JD Vance lookalikes and act-likes got corrected on air. Matter of fact, I just watched the clip of it during the Don Lemon show this morning. Yes, they got corrected. And they were completely speechless, Alicia. Completely speechless. He didn't do his research. As usual, JD Vance is lazy. He do know how to work a computer, right? Don't he have assistants? What is wrong with this fucking... I can't deal with this. They're an embarrassment to America. But yes, it happened when Trump was in office. Trump was in office, and the first thing he was going to do is get rid of freaking Epstein because he knew Epstein would be a hinder to his presidency. He already shown how far he's willing to go to get rid of people who either talk about him or can ruin his reputation or anything of the nature. Remember, he paid off Stormy Daniels. He paid money to Stormy Daniels. And I'm still trying to figure out how the hell Virginia Giuffre died. I did a tarot reading on her. She mentioned something about her husband and fighting about her husband during a tarot reading. And that was before I found out that it was actually true that she was having a fight or something with her husband. But she also did a recording stating that if something happened to her, they tried to get rid of her because she was one of the many victims of Epstein and Trump. Matter of fact, she knew a lot of stuff about Trump and Epstein. She said she used to work at the Mar-a-Lago. And there was little girls being transported back to the Mar-a-Lago to Epstein's little island. Back and forth. And Trump is lying. He did, in fact, go to the Epstein Island. He was there on several occasions, even got flown in by one of Epstein planes, and he was on the flight logs. Virginia Giuffre was a key element to prove all of that because she went against the prince, one of the prince of England. The other victims just go on newscast teams. This girl went against the Prince of England and won. This is why they had to get rid of her. May she rest in peace, but may her voice and her testimony speaks louder. Speak through me, Virginia Giuffre. I'll be glad to tell your story, honey. That is what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with a pedophile, a rapist, a con artist. As a matter of fact, he fills all the goddamn blanks when it comes to criminal. He is an embarrassment to America, and I'm going to put that shit on out there. I am protected by my guardians because this is getting really ridiculous. And the Republican Party are not making. We need to get rid of these people so we can move forward into a new innovation. There are so many ideas that I have for America, and we can't do that with these fools in office. They have to go. They are too busy trying to hold on to past regimes and past everything. You got cops still thinking it's Jim Crow days. I mean, I'm sick of these people. Seriously. They're like a roach. You bomb the house and they come right the fuck back. Just freaking sad. Yeah, that's definitely what he is, Alicia. A Trump lackey, absolutely. Now, here's what Trump, the man who I believe is on the verge of maybe having a stroke. The man who said, and I guess his hired, scared, shitless freaking doctor put out and said Trump was in good health and lied about how much he weighed. He should be thrown in jail and the license should be barred. This is what Trump, the Lord and Savior, said on air. Yeah, let's hear about that. Yeah, let's hear about that. Yes.
Donald Trump accidentally debunked the argument that MAGA fans have been making to defend him from Epstein accusations. For years, Trump supporters have been claiming that Donald Trump dropped Epstein as a friend when he learned that Epstein hit on a young girl at his club in Florida. But today, Donald Trump offered a different explanation for why he and Epstein were no longer friends. Take a look.
Can sell that? What's that? What cost preach? That's such old history. Very easy to explain, but I don't want to waste your time by explaining it. But for years, I wouldn't talk to Jeffrey Epstein. I wouldn't talk because he did something that was inappropriate. He hired help. And I said, don't ever do that again. He stole people that worked for me. I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again and threw him out of the place, persona non grata. I threw him out, and that was it. I'm glad I did, if you want to know the truth.
Wow. So he...
Oh my gosh. Didn't I just fucking say that? I just said that Virginia Giuffre freaking said that in one of her little tape recordings. And she said that, oh my gosh, she just confirmed what I just fucking said. And you wonder why they be shutting my channel down. I talked about this years ago. I just freaking said that. Virginia Giuffre just freaking said that. This is my first time watching this video falling through. She said that Trump and Epstein used to trade workers and underage girls back and forth from his Mar-a-Lago place to Epstein Island. They used to go back and forth, trade. He just fucking confirmed it on air. Oh my gosh. And this is my first time watching this falling through. Most of these clips, I just see a little, like 3 seconds. Okay, I know what it is. And I just watch it fresh with you guys so I can have that authentic effect and reaction to it. Oh my gosh. I have to, you know what? I have to put a meme up here because this is wow. I have to put this up here. This has to go up here. Yes. Absolutely freaking lovely. I love this game. And I gotta put this up here too. Oh my God. This is crazy. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I am seriously okay. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Dropped Epstein because he poached some of Trump's employees. It had nothing to do with Epstein being inappropriate to anyone or hitting on a young girl or whatever, anything like that. It was because Epstein stole his employees. MAGA has been defending Trump on this topic for years, saying that Trump stood up to him before nobody else would. Well, according to Donald Trump, that's not what happened at all. So if you're MAGA and you've been running with this argument for years, this one's got to sting. Wow.
I love being validated. I love it. I fucking love it. It's beautiful. I fucking love it. I really do. It's beautiful.
Hi, Mr. Vice President.
Anyway, moving right along here. All right. We are going to talk about more political headlines here. The White House is backing efforts to withdraw House maps in states like Texas to favor Republicans in 2026. Democrats are preparing to fight back, with some threatening to go nuclear in response. First of all, the election is rigged. He needs to be ousted already, and just enough with this, whatever they're trying to do. So here's the thing here. Trump versus federal chair Powell. This is a gentleman here. And then we have sellout Clarence here. Just because he's a black person, a Negro, doesn't mean, oh my gosh, we have someone in the Supreme Court. Nope. He does not have, he don't care for his people. He stopped caring about his people once he started getting high in the ranks in the court system. And he said, fuck his people and the horse they ran it on. And I'm just speaking facts. So Trump publicly clashed with Jerome Powell over the cost of federal building renovations, fueling speculations about attempts to remove him. Remember, anyone who disagrees or try to argue with Trump, they are gone. How dare you argue with me? He's a big baby. You don't argue with him. You do what he says, even though it's wrong. Fuck that. They need to be gathering up together, get rid of this son of a bitch, or say the election's rigged and throw all their asses out. Fuck trying to freaking impeach this son of a bitch, because then you're going to get J.D. Vance, who's equally stupid. So just say the election was rigged, which is. Where's the New York interim results? And then be done with it. Why haven't we heard about New York? Huh? Where's going on in New York? What is going on with New York recount? Because there are other states need to be recounted as well. Texas, Florida, Wisconsin, neither are gone. Yeah, because we all know that they did not vote for fucking Trump. And I believe California still stayed blue. I didn't really follow that one. I believe we've stayed blue. But you know what? The election was rigged anyway, and anyone believes otherwise are fucking stupid. So we have that. He wanted to get the building renovated. You know, it's a lot of stuff that needs to be done. It's an old building. Trump said, fuck you, we're not doing that. I have other plans for the money, and it's not to rebuild anything. But yet, he trying to make an energy deal. Proving again that he does not care about America's well-being or going forward trying to fix these bridges and streets. He don't give a shit. This is about what's he wanting and his billion-dollar freaking stupid friends who think they can leave this earth with the money. Naked you came in, and naked your dumb ass shall leave. So if you're trying to build up this money, just have it in your bank account. It's not like you own the bank. I'm just saying. I mean, billionaires act dumb sometimes. So anyway, Supreme Court revision. The Supreme Court is reviewing congressional redistricting. They said redistricting. That's what it said, redistricting, to ensure that district boundaries comply with constitutional protections, especially regarding the voting rights and fair representation. Judge Clarence Thomas emphasized the court's responsibility to promptly address such challenges, which can significantly impact election outcomes and political balance. Now, what he's questioning is somewhat moral, which is surprising to me because normally the fucker is not moral. But, you know, he's coming up with some morality now. I don't know if he's just old and his other filter puppet brain is starting to be dislodged or something, but he suddenly started to make somewhat sense compared to the other years of him not giving two fine fucks. But we have personal grudge and public embarrassment. Here's the thing here. You want to know more about this restructuring, redistricting, the constitutional and voting? Now, here is the thing here. Trump animosity dates back to the birther conspiracy, which falsely claims Obama, remember, y'all want to know the beef with all this stuff and why Trump is so freaking, I need to slide. This is why Trump is so adamant and got some freaking racist, whatever, animosity toward freaking Obama. It goes back. It just didn't start this year because everyone is talking about it, comparing it to. This shit goes all the way fucking back. You remember back to the birther conspiracy, which falsely claimed Obama wasn't born in the U.S. He used it to gain political traction and steer racial grievance. Yeah, that's what Trump did. Many believe was deeply embarrassed when Obama roasted him at the 2011 White House Correspondents' Dinner, which may have fueled a desire for revenge. Even though anything can fuel this fucker, you breathe incorrectly, he'll still be pissed off about that too. And again, why is there a Wi-Fi symbol on my goddamn screen when I'm on Ethernet? Whoever mirror imaging this or screen recording this, get a life, you stupid fuck. It's like your whole existence is to sabotage my life feeding. Get a job, please. Get a job. Stop being pathetic. Dumbass. So anyway, many believe Trump was deeply embarrassed when Obama roasted him back in 2011 at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which may have fueled desire for revenge. As I stated, anything can freaking fuel this loose cannon insensitive son of a bitch. You can breathe incorrectly, he'll be pissed off. Oh, look at that. When I said stop screen recording my stuff, they magically stopped. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. I need to calm down. But let me just put up what I'm thinking right now so you guys know what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling at this current moment. Yeah. Let me just Yep. Let me just put up what I'm feeling at this moment. Yes. Yep. That's what's starting to happen to me. Yep. And this is the end result in my head. Yep. And this is me. That's me too. Yep. And this is me too. Yep. PO to the max. Absolutely freaking lutely. Just want to point that out. When you see the evidence of your stuff being sabotaged and screen recording and people are trying to sabotage your shit. Yeah. Okay. Focus. All right, here we go. I'm focused. All right. So Trump often invokes Obama to his rally, to rally his base. I meant to say Trump often invokes Obama to rally his base, especially when facing scandals like the recent Epstein controversy, accusing Obama of treason, shifts attention away from his own freaking legal troubles. And no one's even falling on to that clear distraction. He also accused of Obama of rigging the 2016 and elections that he should be. It's like he projecting off Obama. Can we say clear projection? But yeah, he accused Obama of rigging the 2016 and 2020 elections, despite bipartisan reports confirming Russia interfered to help Trump, not Obama. So he's projecting his own guilty conscience off of freaking Obama, because that's what con artists do. When you've done so much dirt shit and so many lies you spewed, it's hard to keep track of your lies. Oh, yes. So, moving right along here. So Trump, the weapons and conspiracy and projection, as I just stated, Trump and his allies, including Tulsi Gabbard, claim Obama led a treasonous conspiracy by manipulating intelligence about Russia election interference. Sure, again, projection. Despite the widespread debunking of these stupid fucking claims, they continue to fuel Trump supporters, fostering distrust in institutions and portraying Trump as a victim of a deep state conspiracy, despite the fucking evidence. So they're trying to steer the attention away from Trump and all of his long legal pad, matter of fact, 5 legal pads full of freaking illegal shit that this son of a bitch has done. He's trying to pull a switcheroo. You know what, you guys? The more he tried to pull a switcheroo, the more you guys should start talking about Epstein and Trump. The more you try to bring Obama in this, ignore it and bring Epstein and Trump right back into the forefront. Make that shit go viral. Make it obese, okay? Take a look at these clips. This is the meme that our president of the United States, who represent us, who is embarrassing us at the moment, decided to put out about Trump. This is your president. Let me rephrase that. This is what he put out. I just want to point that out. He put this out. Your president. Yeah. But yet y'all still defending this childish SOB. Makes me question your morality and your character. Look at that. This is what he put out. About Obama. And he is saying no one is above the law. Seriously, projection. You know who's going to be the one being arrested in the White House? Trump. So he literally just displayed his own future. Yeah, that's what he did. Thank you, Trump. We needed that visual. Now, here's more information about y'all president.
Donald Trump stooping to an ugly new low, even for him. He's making a claim that will be heard the world over, reviving an old and familiar and rather tired tactic of accusing a perceived political enemy of treason. Only this time, the subject was his first-term predecessor, former President Barack Obama.
The leader of the gang was President Obama. He's guilty. It's not a question. I like to say, let's give it time. It's there. He's guilty. This was treason. This was every word you could think of. They tried to steal the election.
He made that baseless, unsubstantiated, rather ludicrous accusation today in the Oval Office. It follows baseless, unsubstantiated claims from his Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard said that President Obama's officials engaged in a, quote, seditious conspiracy and hid evidence that Russia did not interfere in the 2016 election. Donald Trump's claims today, an accusation of a crime that is punishable by death, so outrageous that they drew this rare rebuke from President Barack Obama's office. It reads, quote, out of respect for the office of the presidency, our office does not normally dignify the constant nonsense and misinformation flowing out of this White House with a response. But these claims are outrageous enough to merit one. These bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. Nothing in the document issued last week undercuts the widely accepted conclusion that Russia worked to influence the 2016 presidential election, but did not successfully manipulate any votes. These findings were affirmed in a 2020 report by the bipartisan Senate.
That didn't start happening until he came into it, fucker.
Intelligence Committee, led by then Chairman Marco Rubio. The very same Marco Rubio, little Marco to Donald, who currently serves as Trump's Secretary of State and National Security Advisor. His report concluded that Russia conducted an influence campaign in 2016 to do this, quote, harm the Clinton campaign, tarnish an expected Clinton presidential administration, help the Trump campaign after Trump became the presumptive Republican nominee, and undermine the U.S. democratic process.
Yeah, there it is. Remember, it was already proven that Russia did interfere during the campaign with Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. That was proven. Trump is projecting. This is clear freaking projection from an idiot. Let me go ahead and put that crap there because that's what the fuck he is, an idiot.
The Director of National Intelligence is
why her videos always so low?
President Barack Obama was involved in a treasonous conspiracy to undermine the American people and President Trump's first term.
President Obama directed an intelligence community assessment to be created to further this contrived false narrative that ultimately led to a years-long coup to try to undermine President Trump's presidency.
Now, that is a bold accusation, and this is complicated because you got to dig all the way back to 2016, almost 10 years ago, to try and wrap your head around all of the DNI Tulsi Gabbard is alleging now. So today, and even last week, Gabbard released several documents she says backs up her allegation against not only former President Obama, but also several members of his administration. She declassified emails from the Obama administration that are
all this black stuff
because they're so heavily redacted. She also declassified a House Republican Intelligence Committee report and offered a declassified memo from her own office that lays out what she says is the timeline of all of this. As always, if you want to read all of these documents, I'm going to email them out to you in my Fax HQ email tonight, so make sure you
not doing that.
So what's the beef? What did President Obama do that the DNI says would rise to the level of treasonous conspiracy?
The intelligence reflects Russia's motives were to try to sow discord and chaos within the U.S. election, which is a clear distinction from showing a preference for or against a specific candidate, which is what the Obama manufactured intelligence document alleges, that Russia preferred Donald Trump and tried to help Donald Trump get elected. Again, going back to the most important point here, with the intent to undermine the legitimacy of President Trump's election and therefore subvert the will of the American people who chose to send him to the White House.
Okay, so let's get this straight. The alleged treasonous conspiracy related to former President Barack Obama is not that his intelligence community said Russia was trying to interfere in the 2016 election. You just heard the DNI admit, yeah, Russia did try to interfere in the 2016 election. The alleged treasonous conspiracy, according to Gabbard, is that President Obama orchestrated this intelligence campaign to somehow get all of the media and the American people to believe that Russia favored then candidate Donald Trump over then candidate Hillary Clinton. Now, if we're going to go back to 2016 and relitigate, let's go back to 2016. This is then President Barack Obama in December of 2016, talking about exactly how he and his administration responded after Russia hacked the DNC and released all those emails.
We did not attribute motives or any interpretations of why they had done so. We didn't discuss what the effects of it might be. We simply let people know, the public know, just as we had let members of Congress know, that this had happened. I wanted to make sure that everybody understood we were playing this thing straight, that we weren't trying to advantage one side or another, but what we were trying to do is let people know that this had taken place. And so if you started seeing effects on the election, if you were trying to measure why this was happening and how you should consume the information that was being leaked, that you might want to take this into account.
In that same press conference, then President Obama confirmed again that while Russia tried to interfere in the election, the Kremlin was unsuccessful in actually hacking into any voting machines or changing any actual votes.
Boom!
I can assure the public that there was not the kind of tampering with the voting process that was of concern and will continue to be a concern going forward, that the votes that were cast were counted. They were counted appropriately. We have not seen evidence of machines being tampered with. So that assurance I can provide.
In response to these new accusations of treasonous conspiracy, the office of former President Obama released a rare statement yesterday, saying in part, out of respect for the office of the presidency, our office does not
Man, fuck respect. I'm tired of him respecting him. He don't respect anybody else.
Rolling out of this White
They're
House
beyond
with a
respect at this
response.
moment.
But these claims are outrageous enough to merit one. These bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. The facts are this: not one, but two special counsels looked into this. Special counsel Robert Mueller was appointed by the Trump DOJ during his first term to look into Russian interference in the 2016 election. And then the Trump DOJ appointed another special counsel, John Durham, to look into how the FBI conducted its investigation into the Russian interference in the 2016 election. These investigations lasted for years, and in the end, no such accusation of treasonous conspiracy was discovered by either special counsel. In fact, Special Counsel Durham did not find any wrongdoing of any Obama administration official or the former president himself. Durham actually only indicted 3 people in connection with his investigation. None of them were charged with any crime that the FBI acted improperly towards Trump. And 2 of the 3 were acquitted of all charges. So, is DNI Gabbard now weaponizing her office to attack President Trump's political rival, or does she have a valid allegation of some new criminal behavior by then President Obama or others in his administration? Well, there's only one way to know the answer to that question. We will know if the Department of Justice finds any credible evidence to charge anyone with a crime and if that person is convicted of a crime.
Anyone who should be charged is Trump. They should be digging into his election. Matter of fact, yeah, dig into Trump's freaking. Now we have the onlooker again. First the onlooker left. Now the screen recording board sabotaging idiot is screening my stuff again and keep kicking off people off my live feed like I don't see you're doing that. Gosh, get a life. I can't believe these sabotagers and hackers' lives conduct around fucking me over. This is so freaking ridiculous. I see you. I know you freaking kicking people out, you dumb, lazy fuck. Need a life. Let me put some up here. Here we go. Sabotaging my damn thing. So sad. Life. Can't believe your job is literally just to sabotage my shit. That is so freaking pathetic. Pathetic. Sad. Sad, sad, sad. Moving right along here. I'm sure most of you, now we're going to talk about William McNeal Jr. versus, yeah, let's move on from this.
Donald Trump stooping to an.
Now, I'm sure most of you have heard about William McNeal Jr., the 22-year-old young man whose violent arrest by Jacksonville, Florida sheriff deputies was caught in a viral video reflection on the incident in an interview with ABC News live prime anchor. Yeah, so this happened just last week. This young man was just sitting in his car. I'm not sure what he was doing, but he was sitting in his car minding his business. And you got two racist cops who feel they're above the law decided, oh, let's go beat some black boy's ass for no freaking reason. Because we are cops and we do what we want. This is what these Jacksonville deputies decided to do out of pure boredom, racism, and stupidity. They burst this young man's window, punched him in the face, dragged him out of the car, and proceeded to beat him. Why? Who the fuck knows? Because there's some racist fuckers who have been brainwashed their entire lives to believe they're above the law and their superiority over every goddamn race. This is what brainwashing do to people. Yeah, this is what brainwashing do. This is what lying do. Now, here's what was said. This is what he said. He said, I don't want to drive anymore. Just because I don't trust cops anymore. I'm still scared. He said, I can't get sleep at night because of trauma. I have flashbacks. Let me repeat this over because I completely butchered this whole thing here. I had to calm down. He said, I don't drive anymore. He said, just because I don't trust cops anymore. I'm still scared. I can't get sleep at night because of trauma. I have flashbacks and nightmares. That's what he said. Now, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office said on Sunday that the agency launched an investigation into the incident. What investigation? These cops should be fired. And whoever is on top of this investigation who do not fire this, they need to be investigated too and fired too. Okay? Or it's going to be some serious protesting in the fucking street about this stupid shit. Seriously. And your job will be in question for you to even, there's no investigation. Sending asses to jail for police brutality. There's no fucking investigation. Investigation to what? Now, the incident after 2-minute cell phone video captured by McNeal went viral on Monday. This is last week, Monday. Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters also released body camera footage from the two deputies who were present on the scene of the arrest. Take a look at these clips and I give you a trigger warning.
Millions of people have seen a clip recorded by William McNeal Jr. of Florida being struck in the face by.
This is low, so.
During a traffic stop earlier this year.
This lady is seriously acting like a bill collector going somewhere.
On Sunday, 22-year-old McNeal Jr. posted this video showing what happened when he was pulled over back on February 19th. In response, on Monday, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office held a press conference and shared body cam video. We see Officer D. Bowers ask why McNeal opened his door.
The reason why you pop the door like that? Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I pulled it over. One, why you don't have the lights on. Two, if you don't wear your seatbelt. We don't need the lights. It's not raining. It's not raining. This is information. Not raining. Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. You need driver's license, registration, or information. Oh, excuse me? How do you feel about it? How did you pull me over? I told you. How did you pull me over?
Yeah, you got to tell them why you pulled them over. You just can't just say, get out the car. I mean, these cops are dumb.
To which McNeal replied, no, call your supervisor, then closes his door. Bowers then calls for backup, which arrives quickly, and he instructs McNeal several times to open the door or he would break the window to remove him. Now this is where McNeal's video from inside the car begins. We see him asking the backup officer, who is unidentified, what law he's breaking, and he requests once again to speak with the supervisor. He writes in his post, quote, things escalated quickly, as you could see.
Can you call your supervisor? All right, go for it.
Bowers can then be seen shattering McNeal's window, striking him in the face as he tells him to exit the vehicle. McNeal raises his hand, says, what is your reason, sir, as he is forcibly removed. Bowers' body cam shows officers removing the seatbelt, forcing McNeal to the ground, and one using both hands on his head into the pavement. McNeal says he suffered a concussion, chipped tooth, and several lip stitches. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office denies any.
And there's a black cop too. Are you kidding me?
This incident. Officer Bowers.
Wow.
His duty.
Ooh, black cops are just as dirty. Who is this guy here? He's cute. Some young man. But look, a black cop helping with the beating. Oh my gosh, his ancestors got to be rolling around in their grave. Unfreaking believable.
No wonder William McNeal Jr. stayed so calm when the cops shattered his window, because now he might just become a millionaire. William was just sitting in his car. Then, boom, a cop smashed the window with his bare hand. It looked like something out of an action movie, except the villain was just a black college student whose only crime was not turning on his headlights on a cloudy day. Seriously, that's it. No weapons, no threat. Just a kid sitting there, and after the glass broke, the officer punched him in the face. Even though William had his hands up, showing he had nothing, they yanked him out of the car, dragged him across the street. One white officer grabbed his neck and hit him in the jaw. Then several others pinned him down on the pavement. Can you believe it? 4 cop cars showed up just because a young black man forgot his headlights. If William had even flinched, they might have pulled a weapon. All over headlights. He suffered a cracked tooth. Lip split open, needed 9 stitches. A concussion. Short-term memory loss. He's now dealing with PTSD, can't sleep, still has nightmares, and he's terrified to drive. But here's the kicker. The police report left out the punch to the face, like it never happened. They tried to cover it up, but the video doesn't lie. And now, there's no question, William is going to sue, and he's likely walking away with millions.
And I hope you win too. I hope you win and them cops get thrown in jail. Even the black cops who didn't help. Oh, I'm not sure what they did, so I don't know. But I'm just saying.
No wonder William McNeal Jr. refused
There
to
go
fix
the
his broken
sabotage
front
again.
tooth. No one realized that the lawyer had taught him 3 strategies to confront the Jacksonville sheriff. First, he consistently maintained the image of an innocent victim, deliberately guiding public opinion toward the direction of racial discrimination. Ben Crump, by making public the body camera and dashboard camera footage, allowed the public to clearly see that William Jr. was fully cooperative throughout, yet subjected to violence, such as his car window being smashed and being struck in the face. Moreover, there were false claims spread that he had reached for a knife, making it difficult for the sheriff and the involved police officers to cover up their misconduct. Second, he intentionally kept his injured state. Under the guidance of his lawyer, McNeal refused to repair his broken front tooth. He also showed his half-broken tooth and damaged lip in public and described his experience with a panicked expression and a hoarse voice. In this way, he successfully aroused public sympathy for him, directed public sentiment towards condemning the law enforcement officer's violent behavior. Finally, having William McNeal's parents cry about their experience to stir up opposition. Although William might have had contraband in the car, this by no means can be used as an excuse for the police's violent law enforcement.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We're going to move on from this. I hope this young man win his case because this is downright sad. I hope he win his case because this is ridiculous. Freaking ridiculous. Unfreaking believable. Unfreaking believable. Racist fuckers. Ugh. Before we move on to our celeb gossip, take a look at this.
When life pulls the rug out from under you, sometimes all you need is a helping hand. In just 7 days, KISHA'S husband will be leaving, creating not just emotional upheaval, but urgent financial strain. This spiritual guide and intuitive teacher, who's dedicated her life to empowering others, now faces the impossible, covering rent, utilities, and basic necessities during this sudden transition. Every dollar contributed isn't just money, it's breathing room, it's dignity, it's the community saying, you don't have to walk through this storm alone. Whether you can donate, share, or simply send positive energy, you're part of something powerful, holding space for someone during their darkest hour. The link to contribute is in the description.
If you guys want to contribute, the link is in the description. Just click my link tree and it is in there. I don't know if I give you guys the indication I'm just rich, big baller, shot caller. I am not a rich, big baller, shot caller, but I can't mask my pain. I am Aquarius, but I can definitely use the help if you guys want me to continue delivering this. Otherwise, I should just shut all this shit down, but I'm not because I work too hard. But yes, the link is definitely in the description box. I can definitely use some support there. I'll try to pin it in the comment section, but any little bit would definitely help here. Even the hackers, the haters, the one who just watching and never say anything, or who and the sabotagers. That's another. Hackers are hacking my shit. I mean, you do know I need money to continue doing this, so don't have me go off the grid and then you guys will be losing all source of your income, you fucking thieves. But here is the link tree, and this is direct link to the GoFundMe. Is right in there. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the comment section. So there it is. Donate what you can. I really appreciate it. You know, again, do not believe what's said out there. If you have any questions about me, please just let me know. And if you know something about me, please let me know. Don't partake in this little Truman show that's going on with my life and my reputation. Just ask me. Just tell me. Have some morality. That's unless you're so guilty and you're so far deep into it, you just don't want to face me. But I have a forgiving heart. I know, you know, people can be sucked into a lot of stuff. Money is everything. And being a part of a crowd sometimes is all people can definitely accept. So I do have a forgiving heart. Moving on to celeb gossip. Okay, so we're going to talk about celeb gossip here. And again, there's the hacker again here. All right. Blind items. I know this is a lot of your favorites. Blind items. You guys look forward to the blind items. This is something you always want. So here we go. Here we go. Blind items. All right. That is pinned there. Okay. First in the blind item, we have a blind item. We're going to start. First, we have blind item from Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown, and Denise Richards. And, you know, a few others I threw in there. You know me. But here we go. Starting with Nicki Minaj. And I said I want to talk about Jay-Z. And I'm technically talking about Nicki Minaj. Jay-Z name just so happened to be connected to hers. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so we have a blind item from Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj versus Roc Nation / Jay-Z and Beyonce. Beyonce's being sucked into this, which we all predicted that was going to happen, because she consistently stayed with this man despite his reputation and have shown to be completely oblivious to all his dirty deeds and paying to keep his secret buried. You do know he's spending millions and millions of dollars to keep his past buried and all his little criminal activity. So you're going on a tour to cover up his shit. No way in hell I'd be doing that for my husband. Fuck that shit. I see if he were trying to get a charity off the ground or build up a neighborhood, something with some consciousness, something with some morality, something beautiful, but not to cover up your bullshit. But that's unless you have something to hide too. I'm just saying, because that's starting to be questioned, Beyonce, if you have something to hide too. Just want to point that out. So in this little blind item here, the foreign-born former A-list rapper who loves nothing more than to curl up to a murdering rapist has decided to test her fan base loyalty by sending them to war against the one named permanent A singer, Beyonce. And we all know Beyonce fans are under some fucking spell. So we know this won't go well because, you know, they praise and worship this woman. They have rituals and little, you know, collages to literally pray to Beyonce. They literally get on their knees and pray to this woman. They think she's a real entity. I'm not getting lying. Seriously, I saw the comments. It's kind of sick. Yeah, she's getting praised and worship. So, and all it does is just enhance her popularity. You know, that's all it does. And so they really should stop doing that for real. Anyway, so that's what she's doing. It didn't work, but you know, that's what she did. Here are more blind items regarding Nicki Minaj. As we know, she is in war with Roc Nation. She's the only one with the balls, and her case will be legitimate if she didn't have a sketchy ass background, you know, with her husband and her brother, you know, and her other. For you, we can get over the feuds, rap feuds of females. Okay, it happens. We can forgive her for that. But the other stuff, like her brother and her husband, is not working in her favor, unfortunately. They're calling her somewhat of a hypocrite. So here's what the blind items are saying. It says, unless the foreign-born former A-list rapper Nicki Minaj starts writing an annual check to the formerly incarcerated female rapper Foxy Brown, there is no way the former jailbird is going to throw this permanent A-list rapper Jay-Z under the bus for hooking up with her beginning when she was 15 or 16 years old, which means if her bank accounts aren't big enough, no way in hell this is going to happen. Which means Jay-Z has way too much money and great lawyers, and Foxy Brown knows this, which is why she hasn't said shit. She knows her bread is buttered. She knows how her bread is buttered and has been buttered by Roc Nation for her silence for many goddamn years. Oh, I'm not done yet. I have more. Oh, yeah. You all know Jay-Z allegedly had Nicki arrested during her tour, and that caused sales, not to mention her husband, okay? Her husband's reputation, that didn't help it either. So guess what this blind item says? Speaking of the foreign-born former A-list rapper, the tour didn't get her out of debt. In fact, she might even be worse off than she was before the tour. All the liens she is facing haven't been paid off, and the interest is accruing, which means because that tour didn't go as well as it should, she's owing a lot of people. People think when you go on tour, you earn this money. If Beyonce garnered $400 million on her tour, half of that, if not more of that, has to go on the stage crew, the record company, hotel fees, just a long list of shit that she has to pay off. So by the end of the tour, and when she get through paying for every fucking thing, she probably bring home maybe 100 mil, 150 mil, 200, if that, depending how much her expenses are. So trust me, it goes really far. It goes really far. So unless she wins the lottery or something, I mean, Jay-Z is going to always win, especially if you have Beyonce to continue to pick up the runt when he loses all his millions trying to bury his goddamn past. I won't be putting up with this shit. Like, I'm not gonna keep going on tour trying to pay off your fucking debt. Fuck that. But we talking about Beyonce. She's brainwashed and dick whipped by this dude. Yeah, we heard about Jay-Z being, very, yeah. Anyway, move right along here. So, I'm not getting, okay, hold on. Oh, Nicki is definitely crashing out. You want to come up, Betterment? You can come up if you want to, hun. Nicki is definitely crashing out. Oh, yeah, she's definitely crashing out. Absolutely. You feel that Nicki doesn't have a check? No, because she don't have enough money. Remember, she owing people. She don't have enough money to pay for these lawyers. And remember, Jay-Z has Beyonce to back her up. Back him up. I'm sorry. So he spent millions on trying to keep all the millions he's spending on trying to sabotage me. Got people staying next door to me, following me and shit. That's a lot of damn money for like 5 or 6 years he's doing this shit. Him and this Desiree person. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money wasted. No, man, that's stupid. It's dumb. Just to control the narrative of your past that is not working. It's crazy. Yep. Beyonce gonna continue being debt. She keep covering her for Jay-Z. That's unless she has something to hide. Don't say that. You can become a singer and not be stupid like them. You know now, Alicia. Oh, if you can only come on for a few minutes, your comments are just fine, Betterment. It's all good, girl. Because I still have a long show to go. And, you are busy. Completely understand. Okay. And Alicia, if you want to come up, you can too, hon. The door is open. Trust me. Oh, it get worse. Oh, and I'm still not done yet. It seems that Colin Kaepernick. Yeah, Colin Kaepernick. Y'all remember this guy here, right? Colin Kaepernick. Yeah. Yeah, I remember him, right? Yeah. Seems like Colin Kaepernick partner accuses Jay-Z and Roc Nation of blackballing him amid Nicki Minaj claim. Here is what the blind item says. Much like the literate rapper, I'm assuming that's what it is, does all their pimp work for them. The permanent A-list rapper does the dirty work for the professional sports organization. Talking about Jay-Z. So he does the dirty work for the professional sport organization, the NFL. That's what that was. That's what that was. Now here's the report. As you can see there, Nessa Nitty Diab, assuming that's how you pronounce it, alleged that Jay-Z and Roc Nation are doing to Nicki Minaj what they did to Colin Kaepernick back in 2019. Nicki Minaj has been popping off on Jay-Z, his agency, Roc Nation, and its CEO, Desiree Perez, as of late, which has some folks bringing the Colin Kaepernick situation back up. For those who aren't aware, after an NFL player protest against police brutality, he did not return to the league, but Jay partnered with the organization despite them not, putting Colin Kaepernick on the freaking roster again. His deal, if he stood fast to his people, he would be like, look, I would join this, whatever, if you put Colin Kaepernick back on the roster again. And, drop any charges that may have came or got hindered due to him protesting on factual police brutality. At least that would have been the regiments, if I would have done it. But we talking about Jay-Z here. He'll sell his own damn mama for $1, okay? Just saying. You see what he's doing to their kids. I mean, you need more proof. There it is right there. So Kaepernick partner Nessa Nitty Diab, an activist and radio host, recently drew some parallels. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys are not seeing it. Here we go. Sorry about that. Did y'all even see the last one? Let me show you the last one. I didn't even know it wasn't up. Here's the last one. Sorry, I should have shown it. I thought it was up. Let's go back. Let's go back so you can see what I was talking about. I didn't know it wasn't showing. Don't even know how long it wasn't showing because you guys are not telling me anything. But yeah, here is the A-list here. The blind item from the first thing that I said pertaining to Nicki Minaj. Here's the slideshow before when I was saying it was Nicki Minaj and Roc Nation Beehive, Chris Brown. Yes, that was what I said before. Here's the blind item there. If you guys want to screenshot it, go ahead. And here are the blind items that I just got through reading pertaining Nicki Minaj going after Foxy Brown that is clearly on Jay-Z's payroll. So she is not going to say anything. I mean, Foxy Brown know how her bread is butter, and Beyonce has helped funding this, but she want to continue doing that. That's her dumbass fucking problem. And then we have this here, the tour that Nicki Minaj has got off of that should have got out of debt, but put her more in debt because that got sabotaged. Remember, she got arrested spontaneously. The same thing happened to Chris Brown. Yeah, we know who's doing that. Same tactics, different people. So we know who's behind it now. Roc Nation and Desiree Perez. And then we have the that's what I said, much like the Alaric, the Alteriot rapper does all their pimp work. He was talking about this blind eye was talking about Jay-Z, how Jay-Z is becoming the NFL, bitch to get rid of his own people. But like I said, Jay-Z would sell his own mother if the dollar was big enough. And we already made that abundantly clear. Okay. That was that screen. And then I'm currently on this particular screen here, as I just stated. And I left off on the, for those who aren't aware, after NFL player protests against police brutality, he did not return to the league, but Jay partnered with the organization. Now, Kaepernick, partner Nessa, Nitty Diab, an activist and radio host, recently drew some parallels between both situations. Now, remember what I just said before. If Jay-Z was all about, with his people, he'd be like, I'll join your team and be control of your halftime show, which I would never pick them in a million years. I would have picked Malcolm Jamal Warner, may he rest in peace, before he would rest in peace. I think he would have been a better person for it, but whatever. Anyway, I would have said I join this if you put Colin Kaepernick back on the roster and drop any charges you have against him. That would have been my deal. But that's just me. But we talk about Jay-Z, as I stated several times through this little section here, he would sell his own son, his kids, for $1. He already got his daughter up there dancing and come on now. It's nothing they won't go to make a dollar. I mean, they make that abundantly clear. Now, you said Colin Kaepernick did sell out. That's why they tried to end his football. He didn't sell out. How did he sell out better, man? You got to explain that a little bit more. Okay, Kaepernick partnered at CELEB and activist radio show recently drew some parallels between both situations. As caught by all hip hop, she left some Instagram comments and tweets on Wednesday, July 16th, that speak on the Trinidadian, of alleged situation. Here's what I have tweeted. There's it right there. That's what I'll be reading. At Nicki Minaj exposing the smear campaign tactics that Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Desiree Perez did to her behind the scenes is very similar to what I was told they did to Kaepernick when Jay-Z purposely co-opted Colin protests by siding with the NFL to help their image after they blackballed Colin for his protests. And that is a fact. Because Jay-Z was first with the kneeling. He even put it in that video where they did at the Louvre, that museum. Him and Beyonce ran out the whole museum to do that video, ape shit. Yeah, they had people protesting, sitting, kneeling, just like Colin Kaepernick. So he milked it for his own monetary propaganda and then turn around, join a deal with the NFL and said, fuck Colin Kaepernick. You ever heard from Colin Kaepernick again? Matter of fact, he got blackballed. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Oh, okay. I get it. Make it make sense. Jay-Z don't give a fuck about his people. And I think, matter of fact, DMX said that. Jay-Z at the end of the day only care about money and money only. He don't give a shit about his people. He don't give a shit about Beyonce either. If she turned to start thinking for herself and stop saying, I'm not going to be used by you anymore and start being independent, kind of like her mom, when her mom's not thinking about the dollar, he would destroy her too. That's the kind of guy he is. You either do what he say, fall in line, or it's over. Point blank fucking period. He don't give a shit who you are. Now, it seems that Rock Nation apparently took $5 million a year over 5 years to bury the growing protest. Rock Nation. Are you hearing this? Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Please pay attention to what I'm saying. It seems that Rock Nation apparently took $5 million a year over 5 years to bury the growing protest, specifically helped them move beyond the controversy around teams' unwillingness to sign Kaepernick. Yes, Rock Nation was paid $5 million to bury the Colin Kaepernick protest about police brutality that's been going back almost 100 years against our people. So Jay-Z officially sold his fucking soul. Well, he sold it years ago, but this stamp proved it, shredded it. He is not himself anymore. For $1. Oh, I'm not done yet. Desiree even said, this is Desiree, the devil's daughter. But let's not even put the devil on this, because I don't even think the devil is this goddamn dirty. Let's just say God himself, because anyone who's a genocide or maniac is God. He can prove that in the Bible. So Desiree even said, we love that everybody wants to be on stage. This is Desiree, the demon's daughter. Why don't even say demons? Because demons are a manifestation of your own darkest desires, and they are seriously misunderstood and misinterpreted in the Bible. But, whatever. That's my research. Desiree, the evil incarnate, even said, we love that everybody wants to be on stage, that we've completely changed the conversation to fighting for it versus boycotting. Remember, Desiree is slightly racist, even though she works for Jay-Z. Remember, she's been trying to separate her daughter and her black husband for years. So she's a convenient racist. Remember, there's 3 types of racists. A blatant racist, MAGA supporters, KKK, whatever. And there's convenient racists, which is kind of like Trump. No, Trump is convenient racist. And then there's the freaking garden snakes who pretends to be your friends and homeboys and stuff on the side, going to KK meetings and planning your lynching and sabotage. It's kind of like the hackers in my fucking thing. That's Desiree is a garden snake. She's not even a convenient racist. She's a garden snake. She pretend to be your friend. She pretend like she's down, but she's really planning your lynching and sabotaging your career because she despises black people. So Desiree even said, we love that everybody wants to be on stage, that we completely changed the conversation to fighting for it versus boycotting. We've come a long way. She got her pardoned by Trump, the convenient racist. No coincidence the NFL owners are his buddies and also donated millions to his campaign. Yeah. Jay-Z has been friends with Donald Trump for years. If Donald Trump is running against someone, he is not going to be campaigning for whoever he's running against. If someone else is running against someone and Donald Trump is not a part of it, he'll campaign like the Obama. He'll campaign for Obama. But if Donald Trump is running, you don't see where the fuck Jay-Z at? Did you see him campaigning for Kamala? No, where he at? Where he at? We don't know. He's mute. He'll want to go against the person who pardoned his person in crime, Desiree, who's covering up for him. He don't want to do that. Why would he do that? They all have a lot of things in common, that damn island, don't they? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now, what you said? You said, I heard Jermaine Dupri was supposed to get the deal. Yes, he did. Before Jay-Z told him not to take it, and he turned, yep. Jay-Z told him not to take it, and he turned around and did it. That's how Jay-Z works. That's how he works. I'm talking, I know what you said. I know what you meant. He sure did, but Damon Dash is not so clean. He sure did. He sure did. Okay. Now, before I go on, take a look at this clip, you guys. Now, remember, hold on, wait a minute. You remember how my channel got shut down and how it's getting sabotaged all these freaking years? Remember, I don't know who I'm broadcasting to until they tell me and pay me what I deserve. I would clearly change my whole freaking commentary on my channel and do what I want to do, talk about politics, history, and true crime. I probably barely do that because what I really want to do has nothing to do with YouTube. Until they prove to me and show me who I'm broadcasting to and give me what I'm owed, instead I'm over here begging for money practically from people who's not going to give it to me apparently, then I'm going to continue talking about this shit. You taking it from me is not making me stop. I'm just saying. I mean, who am I? Please, give me a break. But anyway, before I go forward, remember the rumor about that I made out the video about the gayness in hip-hop, where I said, Jay-Z is an undercover gay guy or whatever, and he had, intercourse allegedly with Rihanna, and Rihanna, of course, is going to deny this shit until the cows come home. She's not going to say shit. I mean, Jay-Z partly still own her catalog. Why do you think she keep getting pregnant? Because she's supposed to drop another album. She's not dropping another album because Jay-Z will get some of it. She don't want to have any part of Roc Nation or any of that. That's why she keep getting pregnant. And she's like, I'm making enough money for my Fenty brand. I don't really need Roc Nation anymore. I don't even need to drop any albums anymore because she don't want to be any cahoots with Jay-Z. Allegedly. But is she going to say that? No. Is she going to be nice, hunky-dory, smiling, hugging their family? I love her. He's like my brother. Of course she is. She know how her bread is buttered. She know how threatened. She know how dangerous Jay-Z is. Everyone knows how dangerous Jay-Z is. And he got Beyonce to cover up his financial backing just in case he loses it. Just saying. So think about that when I play this clip.
And hey, who was a publicist for Rihanna? He's worked with Drake. He's worked with many different high celebrities. Has just come out and said that Jay-Z is gay.
What I do know for a fact, not alleged, but DJ Khaled is bisexual. And Jay-Z has also participated in bisexual activities.
Would you want to say allegedly for your safety?
There's no, I would say allegedly, if it was allegedly. DJ Khaled, 100% has been involved in, he's bisexual. I did a show called One Shot, and he was in Miami, and he was open with the guy that he was with.
Oh,
He was gay. And I don't understand what happens there where, because nobody's saying anything to me like, hey, make sure you don't, go out and say this on record. Make sure you don't say this, da-da-da-da. So it's weird that would still be hidden. That seems like that should be a fact that DJ Khaled, at least in 2016, was definitely bisexual.
Okay, and we're good.
And Jay-Z is without question bisexual.
Okay.
I said it for years.
I agree with you.
Got my channel shut down for
just
saying
coming
it.
out of everywhere. Huh? I said it not too long ago. Jay should have never put the Lord Jesus Christ in his song, talking about he can't save you. You don't mock God.
Oh,
you don't come after God. God.
Move right along here. Okay, so I said it for years, and you know what happened to me. There's video of I'm about to say JD. I'm about to say J. There's video of DJ Khaled kneeling or coming from a kneeling in front of Diddy in the bathroom. And then he goes to wash his face. This is DJ Khaled. There's videos literally showing that. And not to mention the gazillion videos we see of him with his shirt off in Diddy's home. And not to mention the streets talk. DJ Khaled and Diddy was getting it on. And we know how far back Diddy and freaking Jay-Z goes. Jay-Z used to share an apartment with a guy back in the day in one of Trump Towers. I did a video about it. Of course, the guy he shared an apartment with is going to hide that until the cows come home. I mean, he'll talk about everything else, but he won't talk about that shit. But I'm just saying, is he going to come out with it? Probably not. He's going to be just like all the other old school brothers, going to take this shit to their grave and hide behind the baddest woman in the game, Beyonce. Just saying. So, as I was saying, this is what's going on here. Let's move on to the next topic.
Big publicist.
Chris Brown. Chris to the Brown. C-H-R-I-S Brown. Meanwhile, Chris Brown is using his Taurus cosmic influence within this new age to make his lawsuit go away. Good for him. I'm glad he's using his power from this new age to make some shit happen. Good for him. Here is what the blind item says. Speaking of awful people, this singer/serial abuser pays 7 figures to make a lawsuit go away. Okay, take a look at this. It has something to do with this little blind item, but it's more so just an overall picture of what's going on here.
Let's talk double standards in the music industry. Chris Brown made a mistake at 19, but 16 years later, he's still the only one you mention. But other artists with problematic pasts, incidents, and assaults
all connected to, you know,
get no judgment, no cancellations. Let's talk about what y'all conveniently forget.
TikTok model Dr. Dre is now apologizing to the women he has hurt. In a statement to the New York Times, the 50-year-old, whose real name is Andre Young, said he deeply regrets what.
Oh, y'all know Dre, who just, let me just point this out, who has, Dr. Dre, who has a history of beating the hell out of women. But y'all want to bring Chris Brown into the forefront like he's the only woman beater? You know, Jay-Z beat women too. But Dr. Dre, he beat women too, and that's a fact. Michelle, was that Michelle, what the hell her damn name is? She went on record saying what this psycho did. But people forget about that.
He did to unnamed women 25 years ago. He says he knows it will impact their lives forever.
Let's start with Dr. Dre. In 1991, he slammed a woman's head into a wall and kicked her repeatedly. The victim, TV host Dee Barnes.
How did it finally end with Dr. Dre attacking her, beating her?
Someone pulled him off me.
Someone finally did contribute.
Somebody finally pulled him off me in the bathroom.
It was against the wall and somehow ended up in the women's bathroom.
Yes.
Dr. Dre issued one public apology in 2015 after Straight Outta Compton backlash, then never spoke about it again. No repeated interviews, no dragging online, no cancel culture follow-ups. However, the industry not only forgave him, but celebrated him. Headlined the Super Bowl halftime show in 2022, Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2023, honored at the 50 Years of Hip Hop Tribute during the televised Grammys, given the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award, an award named after him, despite his violent history. Meanwhile, Chris Brown gets side-eyed every time he's nominated. Dre also received a Hollywood Walk of Fame star in 2024, was honored not just for music, but as a cultural icon. Media headlines focused on his legacy, not his history of assault. If accountability matters, why is Dre a hero and not Brown? Yet Chris Brown, who was 19 and has not reoffended, remains under constant scrutiny. Eminem violent lyrics toward women, domestic issues with ex-wife Kim, gun charges in 2000, but regarded as a GOAT in rap. Heavily awarded, rarely held accountable for violent rhetoric. Travis Scott, 10 people died at Astroworld. He took no accountability and still dropped a #1 album, doing tours and still doing Nike collabs. Cardi B admitted on camera that she drugged and robbed men while working as a stripper. No charges, no backlash. She went on to win a Grammy, land a Super Bowl ad, and collab with fashion houses. Still beloved, still protected. Jay-Z was arrested in December 1999 for allegedly stabbing record producer Lance Rivera at New York's Kit Kat Club. He was charged with felony assault with a deadly weapon. Jay-Z later pleaded guilty to a reduced charge of misdemeanor assault and was sentenced to 3 years probation. Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, one of the most respected women in the world. The fallout? His sister-in-law Solange beat him up in an elevator at the Met Gala after party. The video went viral. Headlines went crazy. But Jay dropped 444, got praised for his growth, and became the first hip-hop billionaire. Even the Beehive have moved on from the affair and have forgotten about Becky with the good hair. Now let's go on to the pop guys. Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake exposed Janet Jackson on live TV, let her take the fall, and still got Grammy love. He trashed Britney Spears for years after their breakup, mocked her, then used it to sell records. And in 2024, he got arrested for DUI caught drunk driving at 2 a.m. Still on tour, still labeled a pop icon. Justin Bieber also had a DUI arrest, vandalism, bad behavior, made racially insensitive jokes caught on tape using the N-word, but has been rebranded as changed, beloved pop icon. Often praised for his comeback despite his struggles and past incidents. 2010, Bruno Mars was arrested for cocaine possession in a Vegas bathroom. He admitted guilt, paid a fine, and did probation. Still got a Grammy. Still headlined the Super Bowl. Still everyone's safe choice. 2015, The Weeknd was arrested for punching a police officer in Las Vegas. He pled no contest, paid a fine, and walked free. Still praised, still awarded. Scandal overlooked. Nicki Minaj married a man on the sex offender registry, defended him publicly, threatened his accuser online. Her brother, convicted for child rape, and she stood by him during the trial. Still got brand deals, still performs, still wins awards. Doja Cat said the N-word in chat rooms full of white men, mocked police brutality with a song called Didn't Do Nothing, got exposed in racist group chats multiple times. Still got brand deals, still topping charts, still fan favorite.
Azalea Banks' multiple assault accusations, including attacking a security guard at a nightclub. Admitted to sacrificing chickens in her apartment closet for 3 years.
What?
Still has a platform and cult fan base despite controversies.
In 2015, Megan Thee Stallion was arrested for fighting at SXSW. She admitted it said she blacked out and beat a girl up. Still got brand deals, Grammys, and global campaigns. Funny how the list gets long when you start naming their mess. DUI, cheating, abuse, even punching cops. But somehow Chris Brown's one crime in 2009 is the only one you all still label as unforgivable. Let's be real. He's a black R&B guy who's not your fave. That's why you're stuck in 2009, still recycling false claims from women who were proven to have lied. It's not accountability, it's selective outrage.
There it is. The double standard is asinine when it comes to Chris Brown. And that's all I have to say. I think the video explained enough. Now let's talk about Denise Richards. In a blind item, it was said that this is from my co-Aquarius sister, Denise Richards, and her husband. It was said here, what we have discovered in that housewife divorcing filing is that the former housewife only makes about 10% of what she claimed she does on the adult side, and that her soon-to-be ex didn't actually adopt the kid like they said they did. So there is some lies there. Oh, there's more. Oh, yes, there's more. After nearly 6 years of marriage, it seems Denise Richards and Aaron Vipers, when that's how you pronounce his name, are going their separate ways. For context, Denise began dating Aaron in 2017. And they tied the knot a year later. If you're a Bravo fan, you'll have seen plenty of Denise and Aaron's marriage play out on episodes of The Real House of Beverly Hills, or more recently on her very own reality show, Denise Richards and Her Wild Things. She premiered this earlier this year. Now, the couple appeared to be thriving together when the show was airing, with Denise saying in March season premiere that they will never get divorced under any circumstances. It's not easy being married to me, Denise said in a confessional, prompting Aaron to agree. It is not, but this is it. I'm done, she added. Even if he She said, even if we hate each other, I'm not going to fucking get divorced. Aaron agreed. Let me just repeat this over. It says here, Denise said in the confessional, prompting Aaron to agree. It is not, but this is it. I'm done, she added. Even if we hate each other, I'm not going to fucking get divorced. To which her husband suggested we'll just have different homes or something. That's what they claimed they were going to do. Well, it appears things have changed as on Monday, July 7th, Aaron filed for divorce. This is an old article from Denise. The documents which have been obtained by people showed that he cited irreconcilable differences as the reason for their split and listed their date of separation as Friday, July 4th, just 3 days prior. As it stands, Denise has not publicly commented on Aaron's fleeing, but, you know, she hasn't commented on the filing or his fleeing or whatever. She hasn't said shit. But in the meantime, the divorce docs revealed a lot of details about the couple's money and how they were allegedly spending it during their marriage. In the filing, Aaron states that despite previously being an actor and subsequently finding work in frequent medicine space, he has not made income since last year when he had to close down his wellness company. Now, comparatively, Denise was apparently bringing in over $250,000 a month thanks to her TV work, lucrative OnlyFans account, and other brand deals and appearances. But however, Aaron claimed that he and Denise were spending nearly half of his sum every month, with their monthly expenses apparently totaling over $105,000. Now, breaking down the details of their spending, Aaron alleged that a large chunk of the money was being spent on food, splashing, $15,000 on meals out each month, an additional $10,000 on grocery and household supplies. On top of this, he claimed, remember, he just said he hasn't really made any money in a while, but he claimed that he had all this money she was spending, even though she was bringing in $250,000 every fucking month. But we'd go ahead and hear his side of the deal that is seriously embellished and plagiarized. Now, on top of this, he claimed that he and his estranged wife were dropping $20,000 on clothes, which was more than the $18,000 they were spending on monthly rent. Other expenses including $15,000 for entertainment, $8,000 for utilities, and $7,000 on childcare for Elise. $5,000 on maintenance repairs and $5,000 on laundry and cleaning. What the fuck? $5,000 on all this is ridiculous. As well as $1,500 for cars and transportation and a phone bill. So, I'm sorry, $500 for the phone bill. $1,500 a month for cars and transportation and $500 for the phone bill. To conclude, remember she was spending all that because he said he hadn't had no money in about a year or so. To conclude, he also alleged that he and Denise were putting no monthly payments toward things like life and accident insurance, investment savings, or charity donations. Aaron has asked for spousal support, but again, he said they were spending his money, but he's asking for spousal support. Okay, he's lying. From Denise, and that he be allowed to retain some property that he feels belongs to him. He wanted to pretty much stay subsided in the lifestyle he become accustomed to on her dime, but yet he said they were spending his money. Okay, sure. Including power tools and 2018 Indian Dark Horse motorcycle, a Ford Shelby G2500. As we said, Denise has not responded to the filing yet, and of course, there's nobody gonna respond to this shit unless we're forced to. I mean, we don't got time for this, but we'll be sure to let you know when she does. She's not gonna respond to this unless she's forced to. We don't respond to stuff like this. It's literally beneath us, which is sucks because if I were responded to the rumors that were told about me years ago, I could have stopped this whole fictitious false narrative about me that's been spewing all over TikTok and YouTube and over the streets or whatever. I could have stopped it, but we just don't partake in gossip. Anyway, but I'm not done yet. On another blind item, apparently Denise Richards, yeah, It says here what the former A-list actress, model, reality star left unsaid is that she has been hooking up with men she found on the DIY sites, apparently. Now, this could be the reason why we saw Denise Richards with a black eye, but it was told this abuse has been going on for years now. So on top of her paying for every fucking thing, this narcissistic jackass was beating her ass. So he was like, you pay for everything and I'm going to beat your ass at the same time. I'm sorry. Make it make sense. Make it make fucking sense. Because this is just beyond ridiculous. Take a look at these clips.
I knew this man was a piece of inch. Denise Richards accuses her estranged husband, Aaron Pfeifers, of domestic violence, granted temporary restraining order. And as soon as I read this headline, this is exactly where my mind went, because I thought at this moment, this was a huge red flag about Aaron. And trigger warning, the next couple of images show Denise with a black eye from this alleged domestic violence. Exhibit 1. Like, no words. Now, Denise alleges throughout their 6-year marriage, okay, that there was all kinds of different types of physical violence, such as slapping, choking, head trauma, slamming her into wall, slamming her into towel racks, and then throwing her to the floor. She also alleges that he threatened to off her if she said anything or alerted the police. He also downloaded private messages and emails because he clearly doesn't trust her, and she alleges he would never allow her to travel by herself. She also claims that Aaron owns 8 unregistered and a bunch of bulletproof vests. And on July 4th of 2025, there was a confrontation between Aaron and Denise, resulting in him allegedly pushing her onto the stairs. And then on July 5th, allegedly, he struck a hat off of her head and then went and threatened destruction if she said anything. And the photos of Denise with the black eye don't include the fact that there was also 3 concussions. But thankfully, on July 16th, she was granted this temporary restraining order, but she's due back in court in August. But Aaron is saying all of those allegations are false, and he has proof that he's innocent.
Can y'all believe that shit? This is crazy. So this is some crazy psychotic stuff. I hope this... I'm having serious visions. I'm gonna have to do a terror reading on Denise Richards because I hope nothing happened to this woman because her husband is sick. I'm going to put that out there.
You have to watch this chilling clip of Denise Richards and Aaron Pfeifers from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills back in 2020. Trigger warning, Denise has just been granted a temporary restraining order against Aaron for alleged domestic violence throughout their 6-year marriage, which she kept secret. In this clip, we first saw glimpses of Aaron's controlling ways and good on Erica Jane and Teddy Mellencamp for standing up to him and sensing that something was off. Notice how Denise tries to laugh things off and how irate Aaron gets.
You talked down to us and asked us if we were okay with ourselves, if we could look in the mirror and how do we feel. Actually, yes, I am.
Okay, then great. Then you solved that problem.
The way he, let me say this, the way he was treating her in public is similar to what my husband treated me. But my husband, my soon-to-be ex-husband, is not physically violent. He don't, no. He never touched me ever, 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 ever. And I would tell you if he did, but he did not. Yeah, but yeah.
Solve that problem.
Can we look in the mirror?
I'm gonna start it over.
You have to watch this chilling clip of Denise Richards and Aaron Pfeifers from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills back in 2020. Trigger warning, Denise has just been granted a temporary restraining order against Aaron for alleged domestic violence throughout their 6-year marriage, which she kept secret. In this clip, we first saw glimpses of Aaron's controlling ways and good on Erica Jane and Teddy Mellencamp for standing up to him and sensing that something was off. Notice how Denise tries to laugh things off and how irate Aaron gets.
You talked down to us and asked us if we were okay with ourselves, if we could look in the mirror and how do we feel. Actually, yes, I am.
Okay, then great. Then you solved that problem.
Can we look in the mirror and face ourselves? Yeah, I can face myself. Can you? I don't think you're a bad person. Right. Sorry. I don't think I have a problem like that.
I didn't ask you if you did.
You kind of insinuated that it just...
It's kind of belittling the way that
it is.
It
Okay.
is.
If that's how you feel.
But you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
Do it.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
was he
it's
sitting there
fine.
arguing with
Like,
them?
you don't think you were mansplaining to us at her house? You don't think that you were heated?
I speak direct.
So do we.
Great. If I went to your home and I like kicked over a table and whatever, I
But
would.
we didn't kick
and you
over a
asked-
table. How do you think your tone was
There's-
the other night? But we didn't
here's the
kick
thing.
over a table.
Why are we nitpicking on people?
If you're going to be the moral high ground everywhere.
Moral high ground. Really?
Yeah.
Really, moral high ground. Do you really want to go there?
Oh my God, here we go again. I stupidly left him there with these women.
Do you really want to go there? Seriously. You want to do that?
I mean,
Moral high
do you
ground.
want to go there?
Do you?
I'm fine going.
I can go anywhere. I
Oh.
can walk down, around, and
Anyway,
backwards.
this is a private place.
I'm done with this conversation. You want to focus on negative? Go
It's
ahead.
not really negative.
Is
It's
it?
just a conversation.
You're trying to intimidate me and it's not going to work.
You keep poking the bear.
What are you going to take a swing at me?
It was honestly just talking through this issue, and it became a negative thing with you chiming in and then you getting so upset. It was just a response.
I've said all I had to say about it. I don't know why it turned
Guess
into
what?
it. Why are you calling me names? That I'm a fucking stir? What are you talking about?
Okay, I had a facial.
She's throwing up balls.
What
will you prefer to call?
You are a stir.
I didn't know Phoenix was there. That's my point. That's the same thing as what they were saying.
I didn't know Phoenix was within earshot. These women.
You don't know until you're
Can you let
informed.
me talk to Denise? Or
No, again. Anyways, nice to see you.
Really?
Okay, as long as the intention's not you, no problem. Go ahead. Proceed.
Oh, now she gets to talk. Oh, right there.
It's ridiculous.
Honestly,
Denise, please.
no.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's nice to see.
Are we done?
You guys are. Okay, let me have
Well,
no, Denise, listen.
Well, why don't we just talk about this?
Okay, don't squish my hand.
Denise, Aaron, please. This is very toxic. It's
You're
short.
upset. I know
I'm
that.
not upset.
You can't say you're not upset. You're storming out.
No, I'm not storming.
You're changing.
We're walking away.
Did you see how she came in here and was acted like nothing was wrong and then she never left the house? She's not being honest. Just say how you f***ing feel and then we'll talk about it.
I need a piece of salami.
Wow. The way she acting is how I don't like big confrontations. I really don't. I will seriously just walk out for real. And my husband be still running his mouth, embarrassing me and whatever. Wouldn't even care that he's embarrassing me either, you know, but just wow, this is crazy. But anyway, and this clip here is one of the reasons why Denise Richards was granted a restraining order. Listen to what the narcissistic woman beater and apparently spousal support seeker is asking for Denise Richards. Very talented and very beautiful Denise Richards.
On the camera.
Baby,
We
don't
need to
say
do
the word.
Oh my.
I feel bad because it's my house. Like, this is silly. I cannot figure this girl out. I wish she would just sit down and talk through whatever she's feeling.
You see this? Listen, did y'all hear what he just told her? Again, he's doing the talking and the confronting and give her permission to talk when it's I don't know, right for her to talk. He tells her when to talk. So you have the other freaking mates like, okay, can I speak to her? I need to speak to her alone. Can I talk to her? But he won't allow her to do that. And look, this is what he has to say.
On the camera.
Baby,
We don't
don't
need to
say
do
the word.
Oh, he said, don't tell me what to fucking say. I will crush your fucking hand. Stop it.
I cannot figure this girl out. I wish she would just sit down and talk through whatever she's feeling.
On the camera.
Yeah. I like the fact that Denise is not being scared or whatever, but she is covering up some of his abuse. So I like the fact that she still hold her own. But this is crazy. It seemed like she was dealing a lot with this dude. A lot. I'm glad they are getting divorced. And please note, when Aquarius is done, they're done. Like, you're dead to us. Who are you? I'm just going to be real. You're dead to us. But anyway, that's all I have for today. Thanks for all staying throughout the duration of this video. I'll put the timestamps on later. Bye. Ever wonder why your history books feel incomplete? there's a whole world of hidden knowledge waiting to be uncovered. From the ancient wisdom of the Anunnaki to the forgotten black gods, we're diving deep into the truths that have been buried for far too long. Imagine discovering your true heritage, unlocking spiritual potential you never knew existed. It's time to challenge what you've been taught and embrace a legacy that's been waiting for you, ready to embark on a journey of revelation. Let's unravel the mysteries together and reclaim the power of our ancestors. This isn't just history, it's your story waiting to be told. Are you ready to see the world through new eyes?